Type 1, which I've called the Grim Sweeper, they steer conversations towards what's correct, what's working, and what's not. And they're likely going to more notice what's not working than what is working. So, what can be improved, fixed, made more efficient, or right, and how to do it. So, this comes across as criticism because it essentially is criticism. It's judgment. They're noticing the crumbs you got on the floor. Okay. So unlike a six, this isn't about getting everyone on the same page for security reasons or pointing out the bad man or blame who's to blame, like you're to blame, uh, like detecting threats to the community, the tribe themselves, their relationships, their bag, like their money or resources or whatever. It's about teaching you the correct way to do or be something. So, for example, like Jordan Peterson's a one, I think probably, and he has that infamous line, make your bed. And they often use precise, carefully chosen words. Ones don't trail off in thought or bombard with chaotic or mental energy. So like here's a way you can tell between like a one and a nine wing one is that ones don't, they're not gonna like trail off or be ambiguous or vibey or flowing. It's like ones have a fucking location. They have a fucking location because they think they're God. Deep down they think they're God. And sixes have like a lot more mental energy, a lot more insecurity, a lot more like they're trying to make sure, like they're testing you. Ones are not really doing that, even if they have a six in their type, it's going to still be like the one way. Nothing feels sloppy. They can come across like they're speaking at a funeral or delivering their words grimly to a pulpit. So the subtext of what they're saying when they're saying stuff to you like, um, make your bed, or like, oh, I see you're done, and then look at like your plate or something, and then I'm basically just pulling from an example that I just recently had from somebody who was telling me about somebody, I think it was a one, where she was like talking about her grandma, and she was like, she would always notice how many crumbs I had on the plate. So probably a self-pres one, um but like that's the thing, it's like they'll notice the crumbs, and the implication, the subtext is clean it up, eat it all. What are you doing? You're not living up to my standards. So let me influence your standards as a subtext. Let me influence your outcomes, your behaviors, and your morals by dryly massaging you with my verbal and energetic bone folder. So they're not like, for the most part, people are not consciously doing their type, but this is the subtext because their frustration, gut types, they're trying to control the environment. They're trying to control like the field of influence. They don't want to be in a chaotic, messy state. So they're going to fixate on what's not working, what needs tending to. And this can be relationships, this can be with their partners, family, whatever, at work, fixating on what do we need to fix? And in their mind, they're not being judgmental or critical. They're just doing their type. So but nevertheless, they hijack conversations by doing this. And they can also hijack conversations without words, with a stern glance, a dry cough, condescending dressing down, or daddy energy scolding. So I do see ones as like the daddy and twos as the mummy, because ones are like the daddy in the classical sense, where it's kind of like I'm getting out the belt and I'm going to make sure that you clean your room properly this time, Timmy, or you're off to military school. Um, they hijack with steady, grounded authoritativeness. So again, like one over nine wing one or one over six, they believe in themselves. They are the authority. Words like should, right, proper, better appear externally or between the lines, even when they're having a spot of fun, even when they've let down their hair a little bit, which is probably like slicked back. Maybe it's not, but they're engaging with them can feel polite, moralistic, or like they're restraining themselves from straightening your collar. People might feel as if they're being scolded, or they're going to be scolded, or they're going to disappoint the one if they step too far into the fringes of messiness, controversy, or inappropriate commentary. And you can talk to them about regular mundane topics, but there will always be this undercurrent of controlled leadership or guiding you towards a higher ideal. So this is kind of where interacting with a one can feel like dry and not fun and enjoyable. They can be also like super OCD. So obviously other types can be OCD-ish, but ones specifically have like a kind of obsessive compulsion to like, good, we make it good, we make it perfect. They'll notice if you put your bag down on the floor somewhere random, they're gonna have a comment about it, or they're gonna look at it. They're gonna notice it. You know what I mean? They make you uncomfortable. They're gonna want you to order water at the restaurant. They're not gonna want you to, or you only are going to get a 6 ounce glass, one glass of wine. So I like briefly had a thing with the one, and it was not a vibe. I just like fucking ghosted him because I was like, I don't want to deal with this. This sucks. It's aesthetic, it's monkey, it's cheap, it's not hot. Anyways,